waking up there. Hello, Savannah. All right, she was picking out her song, her random karaoke. That's where we spin the wheel.
I was over here, my cats were screaming to get out of the room. I didn't realize the call started. My bad.
Nope, it just started here. Come here, Sylvester. So I've got a guest running around here. I don't know if he shows up. Say hi to Sylvester. Sylvester's a little ornery friend here. Let me see if he will let me put him back. He wants my headphones, so he can be ornery. Yeah, Sylvester's about 30 years old. He looks pretty good for a 30-year-old, don't he? Yeah. So he's very shy. He's got a good vocabulary. And so if you ever work with African grades, know they have the intelligence of a 5-year-old, but the temperament of a 2-year-old forever. So keep that in mind. So yeah, so if you want a 2-year-old brat that's smart, there you go. So you never know what's going to be running around this house. Friends of mine, when they call or come by, they always ask, is there anything in the house that's going to kill me? And I'm like, slow or fast? So that's always the thing. Welcome to Thursday. Thursday is our Friday around here. So it's actually Friday for us. Isn't that great? And so I'm kind of looking for my camera. I moved my camera so that I'm not always looking in strange places, but it's a little bit low. I'm doing some office changes around here, trying to make things a little more comfortable. I have to buy all my own equipment to do online because I like my stuff better than things provided. So there you go. All right. So far this week, I've already seen you guys grow. You may not have realized it. Yeah, but you're growing. Yeah, I can see you're a little bit taller every day. That's not what I mean, but I'm starting to see a little bit more confidence, believe it or not, in your writing. So you'll notice I'll keep emphasizing, be more specific, more specific. And the reason being, we tend to be very general in the way we talk and the way we describe things, you know. So I want you to be getting used to it very specifically. Now, some of you are in animal care, and this is going to be very, very important because one of the most important things in animal care is observation. You're going to spend a lot of time watching more so than doing. And I noticed on some of your answers very specific reasons why you got into the career field. And part of it is things that you observed, things that have happened, things very personal, and that is very good. The other ones being other careers, there's a direct connection, things that you weren't sure why you wanted to do something, this and that, and then you kind of got nudged here or there and you found a connection that way. These are really good because, you know, money doesn't cut it. Okay? Money doesn't cut it because if you're unhappy, you're going to blow through any money that you get. And then you're going to be just as not wealthy as you would with a little bit of money as you are with a lot of money. So this is why I said find a passion that matches you and your career, and you'll go so much further. Now, the other thing is we talked about goals. Okay. Now, the better your goals are, the better you have at reaching them. Specialties in animal care. I know people who only work on eye issues with mammals, cancer care, this and that. Again, look for the things that will bring you joy and help you feel like you have a more balanced life. How many people feel like your life's kind of out of balance? You have what you do for your job, you have school, you have home life? Yeah, yeah. Jared's like, help, help, help. Yeah, we are bounced around like pinballs in a pinball machine. For those of you youngsters that may not know, pinball is what we used to do before video games. We used to sneak out of the house, pump quarters in. Quarters are those round things. Just funning with you. We're all young, aren't we? Yeah, I'm still 21. That's just because I can't remember the other numbers. Okay, so we're going to get to getting because how many people want to get our weekend started? Woo, woo. Uh, we want to get out there. We want to have a good time. So I hope you all do too. And I hope you're learning something. I like to see that y'all are getting in there. You're getting your things set up. You're going to get those resumes done because that's going to be our topic today. We're going to talk about resumes. How many people have put out job applications and you heard zilch, nothing, no one talked, no one called, they didn't send flowers. They don't want to hear from you. How many people have done that? You put in online application and never heard anything. I'm going to tell you how and why that is happening because it does happen. It's rude. And nothing like sitting there by the phone, it doesn't ring, and then you find yourself at Publix wearing horribly torn up flip-flops, going down the ice cream aisle, crying to yourself, buying every flavor that you can, and a big bag of Oreos, and you go home and you sit by yourself, right? That's the way job hunting goes. Well, at least it does for me. Cry myself into my favorite snacks. All right, so we're going to find out why that's not working. Okay? Yeah, Savannah knows. We see each other in there. We try not to make eye contact. We know we're either in that Walmart or that Publix late night on Friday night. Either we don't have dates or we can't find the job of our dreams. Your choice. All right, so let's get to getting here. You don't want to hear me make bad jokes, but you don't have a choice. You're kind of trapped. All right, everybody practicing talking to people in stores trying to break out those shells. Try that. It does help. I wouldn't lie to you all the time. Okay, so let me turn into a student. It's just like magic. Dun, da, da, da. Usually it's a little bit faster. Systems are moving slow today. Okay, look, I'm a student. I took a bunch of years off and I lost 5 pounds. All right. Okay, so look at this. Only through Thursday. You don't have to look at me tomorrow. Isn't that a great thing? It's a great thing for you. Okay, recording. Da, 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 da. Look, I fixed this. I added stuff in here so they'll be populating as I go through. So anything you missed, if you want to go back and check it out, or if you just want to see my smiling face, you can go there as well. We are in week 1. Hopefully you are keeping up and you have completed all this stuff because you know you want to go watch the latest and greatest movies at an overpriced movie theater with sticky floors, or you want to sit back and watch Netflix with your favorite pet. All right, so we are all the way down here on Thursday. You're going to have your live assignment today. Yes, most of you have done this optional item. So look, Friday's kind of a light assignment day. We're going to talk about resume keywords. Does anybody know what a keyword is on your resume? How many people don't know what a resume keyword is? Okay, that's good because we're going to learn about them. Keywords can make a difference between them ever seeing your resume or not seeing it. You can have the best resume in the world, but if you're not using keywords, they're never going to see you. Okay? So we're going to talk about this. So job postings list the skills applicants are expected to have. Makes sense. This is what I want. It's kind of like going to, you know, uh, a restaurant saying, this is what I want, and hopefully they have it. So they're going to list job-specific skills, also known as hard skills, right? As well as employability skills. Those are your soft skills. Okay, so in this, what I want you to do is use the internet to locate 3 job postings. Okay, 3 of them. Okay, so in those 3, I want you to list the web addresses. Okay, now if you use something like monster.com or any of those, okay, you only have to list the web address once. Okay, only have to list it once. But I want to see those jobs. I want you to see 3 different jobs that you find. Don't just list one job, 3 very specific jobs. And in there, I want you to look at the hard skills. Now it says in common. Now I've updated this assignment, but it's not showing here. I'd still have to move them. So just to give you a heads up, just like y'all, when you found out everything late, I found out late. So I'm going to be updating it. So I don't want you to look for them in common. I just want them individually. It'll make it easier for you. So everybody understands that it doesn't have to be in common. It's individual. Everybody got that? So I will update that. So as a matter of fact, just so that we make this clear, I'm going to come in here and come down there. Da, da, da. Look at this. So we make sure. How about that? Change it on the fly for y'all. That makes me a fly guy. How about that? Me and J-Lo. Only I don't have her money, I don't have her booty, and no one wants to see me dance. But other than that, we are just the same. Okay, so there you go. So I need the web addresses. If they all come from one location, like Indeed, etc., or whatever, just list the web address once. Okay, list the job specific hard skills mentioned for each one, soft skills for each one. Okay, now does everybody remember the difference between hard skills and soft skills? Yes? One yes, two yes, yes. All right. So nice, easy cheesy assignment for y'all to do on the weekend. Okay. So you have actually until Sunday at 11:59 to get this done, but don't tie up your weekend. Go out there, look at these, because chances are people are just picking, send the stuff out. Okay. Now, what we're really talking about with these resume keywords. So I want you to look at your home screen up here. Oh my goodness, that's slow. But at least it gives us time to drink coffee, right? Let's take a look at this help screen here. Okay. So right here, see this where it says keywords for your career? There's examples here. Find your particular job. Okay. Now these are just some examples. Okay. Look under here under vet tech. These are things that people are looking for to see on your resume. Okay. Does your resume have animal welfare, animal husbandry? Does everybody know what animal husbandry is if you're in the vet field? Yes. Okay. So a lot of people don't understand animal husbandry as the care that you're giving them. They're looking for dogs, nutrition, nursing, client education, being able to provide these things, behavior, restraint, venipuncture, okay, surgery, radiology, animal hand. These things, you might be saying them differently, but they are looking for these and they're doing searches. If you do not have words that match these things, you're never going to be picked. Okay, does everybody understand that? If you don't have keywords in your resume, when they run job searches, you're never going to be picked. Okay. Now, is it HVAC or electric? Okay, HVAC, electric, right? The other one's electric, right? Electric. All right. I get that confused. Okay. So look at all the things to put under electric. You have a slew of them. So look for these things. Make sure you have some of these on your resume. And the ones you really want, match that job description, because that's what they're going to search for. If they say that they want someone who knows how to do blueprint reading, guess what? If you don't have blueprint reading listed on your resume, you're not going to be selected. Okay. But if they have blueprint reading and you have power distribution, on here and they want both, you're still going to be selected because it's going to pick you up for power distribution. The more keywords you have, the better chance you have of being selected. But if you say, I'm good with electrical work, ain't gonna happen. Your resume's not gonna be picked up because when they go through, they're running automatic resume selections. And just kind of like when you're trying to find your favorite movie on Netflix, if you don't word it correctly, it's not going to be found. And you're not found no matter how good you are, no matter how much you have in experience. If you're not using keywords, they never find you. Okay? Has everybody got that? You need to check your resumes. You need to make sure your resumes are using keywords. So these are some of them. And you can also Google keywords and then put in your career and keep getting updates. Your resume is never complete. Always update, always update. Stay on top of the game. All right? Okay, so we are all ready to do our big show. Dun, da, da, da. And so Beyonce's supposed to come and perform today. I understand she's a little tired from all those winnings she did, so she might not make it. I'll be disappointed if she doesn't, but you know, I can't push her, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna get my red pencil. I'm gonna draw my little smiley face. I used to be able to draw a sailboat too. Look at that, those little waves. I'm so talented. All right, so today we're going to talk about the purpose of a resume because some people may not even really understand that. And those keywords, you're going to hear me say keywords to the point that you're going to be mumbling them in your sleep, okay? Along with send large sums of money to Mr. Haley, okay? And we're going to talk about the sections, 3 types of resumes, 3 formats, because did you know that there's multiple formats? How many people knew you need to save it in multiple formats to help you out? Going to help you fill out those automatic or those online resume or job applications, save you time because I don't like waste time. Discuss 2 examples of non-traditional resumes, kind of real quick. We don't really care about those so much, and define a professional reference. All right, so let's get to getting. Okay, so we know it's a written document and lists your qualifications, work experience, education. But this is what the purpose is, okay, right here. Convince potential employers that your experiences and skills match their qualification. Keyword right there, match. That's why we use those keywords, because if you're not matching, they're never going to see you. Okay, and look right here, should be updated for each application. How many people have one resume or no resumes for everything? How many people just use the same one for everything? Wrong answer. Okay, there's a reason for it. Okay, when you look at those job listings, they're going to list this item first, this item second, this item. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? Your next one's going to list 3, 1, and 2. This one's going to list 2, 3, and 1. Okay, those are the order in which they want your skills. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your resume. I'm looking at you. Don't turn away. Okay, you're going to take your resume. You're going to make a copy of it. And you know where you have your skills? You're going to move them around to match these. And that's the one you're going to give them. They're going to be impressed because they're going to see their number 1 skill, boom. Their number 2 skill, boom. Their number 3 skill, boom. Then Joe Schmo comes in and they have to look for their skills. Which one do you think they're going to take? Because they want their job easy. We all want easy. How many people like easy? Yes. We all want it easy. You make their job easy, they're going to pick you. Joe Schmo, kickstart, okay? Make their job easy, put things in the order that you see it listed in the ad, okay? You use the keywords, you get selected. You get called in, you're in the order they want to see it. You have just knocked out so many people in that alone. You've got your foot in the door. They're calling you up. Hey, how'd you like to come in? Talk to me. We're going to do a chit chat, talk about getting you a job, right? That's what gets you noticed. All right. And that's called a resume template. Okay. That is what you do. You modify it. How many people like to feel special? You go somewhere and they do something unique for you. You feel special. Yeah. Make them feel special. Okay. Keywords. You'll see them in the advertisements and they relate to that job. And they're also often nouns and noun phrases. Okay, that's very specific, but the main thing is you need to learn to look for them. And they trend, okay? So they change over time. Now, how many of you are reading articles of things related to your field to find out what is current, what's going on in your field now? How many people are paying attention? Okay, you're going to trade shows, you're going to events, uh, animal people, go to pet shows, go to things like that, talk to people. Electrical, you should be going to trade shows, learn what is current. You know, there's a lot of things happening in the electrical field. People don't think about it. How many people like concerts? Anybody like concerts? There are so many things going on with light and sound in the electrical field. You know, they are going with completely wireless systems in so many ways. Things that where they have their guitars plugged in, and as they move around the stage, the sound follows them in a three-dimensional way. That is all electrical. Things are exciting. You should be hearing about this, going to these trade shows specifically and finding out these keywords because they trend, putting them on your resume. Be relevant. Be the star. Okay. Read job advertisements. Find out new keywords. Okay. Again, keywords. Something we didn't hear about, and now we're hearing about it everywhere. Because right here, look, 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 look. Look. Boom. They trigger responses. Without them, they're ignored. How many of you have been ignored? Because you haven't been using keywords. Happened to me. Okay, I was used to paper resumes, walk in, hand it, smile, look nice, and they talk to you. Doesn't happen in that way anymore. Okay. I was being ignored. I couldn't figure it out. I was sending out 50, 75 resumes a week, and I was ignored. I was depressed. I was literally going into a state of depression. No joke, folks. I would not lie to you. I didn't know what to do. I needed money. I was going to lose my house, car, everything. I did not know what to do. It was horrible. So how do we identify them? Look right here. We've got it lit up. Right here, reading and interpreting, blueprints and schematics. Okay, there you go. Those are keywords. Selecting and installing torches, tips, boom, more keywords. MIG, TIG, stick welding. Okay, welding equipment, safety. Okay, maintenance. You see how we pick those keywords out of this job description. Read your job descriptions and you will start to see them, but it takes a little bit of time. Okay, because what they're using is called an automatic tracking system. Okay, and what it does, it lets them track job postings, applications, and resumes. Within seconds, they can get 100, 200 people that match. You want to be at the top of that list. Okay, and to know which keywords they'll find on a resume, do research. And again, Google. or you could use go.go, etc., whatever you feel comfortable with. Find out what those keywords are, okay? Now, in your resume, you're going to have a heading, a summary, skills, experience, educational, and optional section. Anybody here military vet by chance? Because if you have extensive military experience, you put that in a separate section. We want to keep those things. Lots of volunteer. Anybody do volunteer work? Okay. If you're now, I know I'm doing a lot on animal care because sometimes that's a little different. If you're in animal care, please volunteer somewhere. This is a big thing in animal care fields, and it's a great way to get a lot of hands-on experience. You can do it at shelters, you could do it at rescues, you can do it at all kinds of places. Get them hands-on volunteer experience. Strongly recommend it, okay? Now, anybody ever hear of VCA? Veterinary Centers of America or Banfield? They're both owned by Hershey. They are the same company. They're under two different names, some of the biggest in the thing. I worked for them. I did the front desk. I was a vet tech. I helped with surgeries. I ran the kennel. I was actually manager, etc. So I did every position at one of their veterinary centers. And I can tell you, somebody came in with volunteer experience over anybody that didn't have any, they got the position, okay? That practical experience where they went out and they did something non-pay showed the compassion for the animals. So consider that. In electrical, see if you can get any type of volunteer work through charities, things like that. Sometimes they have like tag-along programs, things like that, where you can learn along with them in a type of apprenticeships as well. So look for things like that if you're not already in something, okay? So those are things that can help you out as well. So your heading, this is where your full name, phone number, email address, and geographic location. Let's talk about that geographic location. You can list your city and state. Do not put your street address. Okay, we used to put street address. We don't do that anymore. That is a safety issue. So do not put your street address on there. So if you have that, take that off. Okay, phone number, email address, and you could say like Orlando, Florida, etc. But do not put your actual street address. Okay, so all that goes up in the heading area there. Your summary, this is your quick little thing about you, okay? Please do not put seeking employment in the blah, blah, blah field. Tell them about your strength and your skills. You know, newly entered the such and such field. My core strengths are dot, 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 dot. Okay? They know you're applying in this field. Don't tell them that. Hit them right where you are. Your core strength and this. And what are we going to put in here? Anybody got an idea? Anybody want to unmute their mic? What type of words are you going to use there? You can type it in the chat box too if you don't want to say it out loud. What type of words are you going to use to describe your strength? And saying it over and over. Come on, don't be shy. One person, say the words. Not a lock, it they. What kind of word? Oh, come on, don't leave me hanging, folks. Somebody unmute that.
Keyword.
Thank you. I might have to give you bonus points for that. You saved me. I was dying out here.
I was gonna type it.
Okay, I appreciate that. And so, by the way, the other bird chiming in is a macaw. He was going to try to say it, but instead he just screamed at me. Okay. And it consists of an overview of your qualifications or your brand statement. Okay, how many people know brands like Gucci, Versace, Lamborghini? I have expensive taste, but I shop at Dollar Tree. So I get Versace, I get Gucci, I get Lamborghini, you know, almost the same thing, only not quite. It all comes from Temu, actually. Okay, so you are your own brand. And what we mean by that is you have to protect your brand. If you put out bad work, you tarnish your brand, and people will recognize you by the quality work you do and your name. That is your brand. So your brand statement is going to be one statement that describes you. And we're going to talk about that in another class. But you're going to have a statement. You know, we know Nike, just do it. Everybody runs on Duncan. Only it's not going to be a slogan. It's going to be a word or a sentence, one sentence that describes you and what you stand for. All right. Pretty spooky, huh? Your skills. That section's going to be your hard and soft skills. Don't worry about putting too many skills down. You're going to do it bulleted. Those are the little dots, just like you see here. Oop. Okay. And it can be 2 columns. Do, 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 do. And you put the top skills at the top of where they're going to see it. They want these 3 items. You put those 3 at the top. You move them around to entice them. Kind of like doing a little dance for them. Looky what I got for you. That's what you want to do. You want to reel them in. They're the fish. You're the one in charge. That's a very important part. You are in charge. All the way through, you're going to flip this on them. You're the one in charge. You're going to tell them what you're bringing to the table, and you're going to tell them, now, what are you going to give me? Okay, I want you to think about that. You're the one in charge. This is what I have. Now you tell me what you're going to give me. Tell me the hours you're going to give me, the money you're going to give me, the benefits you're going to give me, and I'll let you know if I'm willing to work for you. Does everybody see that? That's the way job negotiation works. I want you to think about you're the one in charge, okay? This is not an ego trip. You always have the control. At any point in that interview, if you don't like it, say, I'm sorry, I don't believe this is going to work out. Thank you for your time. Get up and walk out. You know what kind of power trip that is? If you find out that you get in there and you are not a good fit, or that job's not for you, say, I'm sorry, I don't believe this is going to work out. I appreciate your time. Thank you. No matter what they say, you just get up, turn around, and walk out. You can end an interview at any time. You have the power. You are actually the one in charge. Have you ever thought about that? You are always in charge of the interview. The other person's there for the ride. Yeah, they can offer you a job, but always remember who turns it down, who accepts it. You are the one in charge, but we think the other way around. So I want you to realize you are the power player. Think about that. I want you to build this up, this confidence. You are the one in charge. You're pulling them in. I see what you have. Yeah, I'm willing to accept this. Here's my information. Call me. We'll do lunch. See how that actually works out? When you start thinking about this, the employer's going to notice this is a person that's confident. They've got skills. I need them. If you go in there, well, I don't know. I'd really like this. Oh, brother, I'm going to have to hold this one's hand. No, I'm in charge. This is what I have. Give me what I want and we'll talk. Otherwise, maybe this isn't the company that's good enough for me. Because you know what you know. You have the skills. You're not over talking. Never promise what you can't do. Don't lie, but be confident. Everybody got that? Everybody understand you never lie, only tell them the truth, and they will respect you. Now, it's hard to first grasp, and it's kind of spooky, but you are good enough and you know your stuff. I have to keep saying stuff because if I say my real words, I get fired. I have a potty mouth, so I have to bite my tongue. Okay? So, and your skills are going to reflect what's in the job advertisement. That's why we always customize. Honesty, always. Don't lie. If you have to lie to get the job, you're going to lose the job because of the lie. It'll catch up. Okay. Now, your education section. Okay. If you're no longer a student, you tell them your highest degree, the year you got it, the type of degree. Okay. And the school name, city, and state. You don't need the street address again. Now, if you are still in school, you put the expected graduation date. Don't say still student, you just put expected graduation date. Okay. Now, experience, past and current jobs. Name a company, organization, city, and state, not the full address. We used to have to put the full address, so we'd always have to look that up. Don't do that. Okay. The start and end date. Okay. And look for keywords when you're saying these are the things I did at that job. If you can put those in there. Okay. Because you're going to tell them what you did while you were there. But don't think that, oh, I'm not going to put that because it has nothing to do with this job. List it. Okay. People don't think like, oh, I worked at Denny's, which I did, but I learned customer relations. I learned, conflict management. I learned, teamwork. Skills that you learn at these other jobs, they matter. Okay. People get worried. I have a gap in, my timeline. That's okay. I do too, I was taken aboard a spaceship, and we traveled the galaxy for a long time. I can't explain why I was gone for all those years, but, things happen. Cows and people get abducted all the time. I shouldn't have been in that field with the other cows and they mistook me. Happens. Gaps in your resume are okay. If you get asked about it, be honest. I wasn't able to find work for a few years. There was the pandemic. You know, I was a stay-at-home parent for this many years. I took care of my family. Be honest when asked, okay? So now there's types of formats. Timeline, skills, and combination. Timeline is strictly goes down time. Makes sense. Okay. It's also called a chronological because chron means time. And it's usually in reverse order, meaning your most current stuff is at the top and gets older as it goes down. Okay. Skills will have all your skills up at the very top. And then there is, and it's also a functional one. Now, this is usually, if you haven't had a lot of work experience in the field, you put those skills at the top. This is probably going to be what most of y'all will have. Your skills will be at the top, then your work experience will be at the bottom. That's a very good format. And then a combination. Skills will be up at the top, and then sometimes a summary, and then the listing. Skills and combinations, these are going to be your best friend until you've been in your field for a while. When you do that resume session, they are going to help you decide. Now, let's talk here. This is important, okay? The way you save your resume makes a difference. Save a master copy, okay? This is going to be the one you don't want to change, okay? Now, save it as a Word document. Now, anytime you need to make one for a particular person you're applying, make a copy, change that copy for them. Okay. Now, when you go to send it to them, I want you to see this here. Oops, if I can find my mouse. Hold on, I've got 4 screens going here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So right here, before you send it to them, change it to a PDF. Okay. When you save it to a PDF, it stays intact. The formatting and everything, it keeps people from changing it. This does happen. People want somebody already in the company to get a particular job. Applications come in, vengeful person changes the applications, changes the resumes. Okay. PDFs keep everything intact, the formatting, everything. So it goes to them exactly the way you send it. Okay. Everybody understand? You don't send a Word document for your resume. Everybody got that? Change it to a PDF before you send it. This way, if they print it out, it also looks exactly the way you saved it. Okay, now how many people apply for things online and they want you to fill basically everything out that's already on a resume? This is what you do. You save it as plain text. There is an option called plain text, okay? Now, Indeed and all of them will ask you to upload your resume. If you upload a plain text version, it's going to fill in 90+% of that entire application for you. It will read that resume and it will separate it out. It will put all the experience where it needs to. It'll put in your name, your address. It will fill out everything for you if you send them a plain text version. It saves you a lot of time. Okay? Time is money. Save yourself a lot of time. Okay? So those are the 3 versions. The Word document is for you to modify. PDF goes to whoever you want to send it. When you're uploading, save it as a plain text. Okay, everybody got those 3 versions and why you do them. Save yourself time, headaches, everything. I didn't know this, honest to God. A few years back, I didn't know. I'm very old school. I hadn't had to do everything online, and I'm being honest, and I wasn't getting anything back. Learn from my mistakes because that's what I had to do. And then once I learned that, it made sense. I didn't always have this knowledge. I had to grow into it. Okay. Now, non-traditional resumes, these are basically web-based and visuals. These are more geared towards the creative types, but you can do them. Okay. You can have a website where people can go and see your resume and or visual ones where it is just photos replacing all the information. The fields that you're going into, I do not recommend them, especially like animal care, because you do have privacy things. If you go into wildlife rehab, many people don't know in the state of Florida, when animals are native wildlife, certain levels of parts of the rehab, if they're really badly injured and they're going through rehab, you cannot publish the photos of that rehab part. It's illegal for you to display them in that level of distress. So always consult with a veterinarian on hand as to what you can legally post and not post, because the state of Florida will prosecute you. So please be careful with that. With electronics and things like that, you have to be careful what you post, because you could be inside someone's private home, or you could be on a job site where it is restricted. Places like Universal, Disney, things like that, has a lot of proprietary things going on. They don't want their information posted. Case in point, a friend of mine worked at Disney, park was closed. One of the fountains was lit up pretty. He took a picture. Next day, he was fired because once the park is closed, it's considered backstage. You can't take photos backstage. So please be careful with visual items. Okay, so before you send out a resume, proofread, spell check, read each line to make sure it makes sense. Just because it's spelled right doesn't mean it makes sense. Check your formatting and use a checklist to make sure you got it all. Now, your references. Okay, now there's a difference between a personal reference and a professional. Sometimes people are both, but they need to know your work. They need to know your skills, talents, things like that for the job. If the person's going to be both, they must know your job. Make sure that they are, they really do know this. And this is what it looks like. Notice your information up at the top up there. You include this on your reference. This is a question that's going to come up on the midterm. Okay, yes, your name is on that reference document. Your name, what it says, your phone number, your email, and anything else, but not your address. Now you'll notice on your references there, it includes everything. And the reason being, they will check them. They will call them. They will email them. They will contact them. So please do not lie on references. Okay, everybody got everything that we went over today. It's a lot. It is a lot, but I guarantee you, you will start getting a lot more hits if you pay attention to this stuff. Okay, so now there's a reason why I asked you if you got it all. Today's question, list 3 unique, meaning different things you learned about resumes today. And I need you to be specific. 3 unique, specific things you learned about resumes today. All right? So something that you learned, very unique things, 3 things. And I do that because I figured you kind of need a break today. It's been a week. So this way you can just go through there and your resume doesn't end up like the stack behind me. So think about the stuff we covered, what you learned, put 3 things down, and of course, what you're going to do, you're going to come in here, you're going to go to week 1, boom, and you're going to go down to Thursday, that live conference assignment, you're going to click text, and you're going to list your 3 things right there, say submit. And that's it. Any questions? We're all good? All right, that is it. We are done. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll be sending out reminders and you enjoy your time, and we will be back Monday at 10 a.m. Have a good one.